Welcome aboard. My name is Sharia, and you're listening to a brand new episode of the Aviation Files, the best podcast for all aviation enthusiasts. Today we'll be discussing a crash at OshKosh EAA AirVentures, some Chinese and Russian aircraft getting close to Alaska, Boeing being back to delivering 737 MAXs to China, Japan Airlines ordering from Airbus at the Farnborough Airshow, and a recap of the entire Farnborough Airshow. So, without further ado, let's begin. Now, before we start, I would like to thank our sponsors for today's episode, Lithium Containment Solutions. Lithium Containment Solutions is a pioneering company in lithium-ion battery fire containment, as well as safe charging and storage. With innovative technology, they're the best choice to equip airliners with the safest measures for lithium battery fire containment. Their product, Lithium FireGuard, is the only product currently on the market with the prestigious UL 5800 certification. They offer devices that apply universally, as well as custom-made devices. They are making substantial changes not just to aviation but maritime safety, government buildings, and even office buildings. To learn more, visit their website lithcon.us and check out episode 30 of the Aviation Files, where I interviewed Nick Dunbar, their VP of Sales. Once again, a big thanks to Lithium Containment Solutions. Now, let's get back to the news. On the first day of the annual exhibition and airshow EAA AirVenture OshKosh 2024, a tragic plane crash resulted in the deaths of its two passengers. The incident took place on Monday, July 22nd, and occurred nearly 2 miles southeast of the airshow itself, in a field near the small town of Nikemi, Wisconsin. The crash happened at approximately 12:15 p.m. local time. The air traffic control tower at Whitman Regional Airport in OshKosh, Wisconsin, noticed flames about 2 miles southeast of the airport. The ATC tower immediately notified the first responders, who quickly mobilized to the scene. Coordinated response was launched by multiple agencies, including the Winnebago County Sheriff's Office, the City of OshKosh Fire Department, and Nikemi Fire Department, as well as the Van Dyke Fire Department and Wisconsin State Patrol, and the National Transportation Safety Board arrived later. The first responders reached a farm field near Old Knapp Road and Nikemi Avenue in Nikemi. Upon arrival, they confirmed that the crash had resulted in the deaths of both occupants of the plane, which was reportedly a Landcare Super ES. The names of the passengers have not yet been released. In a statement, the Winnebago County Sheriff's Office expressed their condolences. We extend our deepest condolences to the family and friends of the deceased occupants. The NTSB is leading an investigation into the cause of the accident. According to EAA Director of Communications Dick Napinski, who spoke to USA Today, the aircraft was a private plane arriving for the event and was not associated with the airshow or exhibition. The crash occurred before the daily airshow at EAA AirVenture OshKosh had begun. EAA AirVenture OshKosh is an annual aviation event held at Whitman Regional Airport, near where the incident occurred. It is one of the biggest aviation events in the world, drawing enthusiasts from across the globe. During the event, the airport becomes the busiest in the world due to high volume of air traffic. The week-long event typically takes place in the last week of July, with this year's dates being from July 22nd to July 28th. The event features a variety of activities and displays, a daily air show showcasing performances by groups such as the Snowbirds, Red Bull Air Force, and the Warbirds of America. Attendees have also have opportunities to take rides in unique aircraft, such as the vintage Ford Tri-Motor. Additionally, many visitors come to admire the various aircraft on display. Manufacturers like Cirrus and Textron Aviation bring several state-of-the-art aircraft for attendees to view, while other exhibitors showcase experimental aircraft. Despite the tragic start to this year's event, EAA AirVenture OshKosh remains a significant gathering for aviation enthusiasts, offering a platform for sharing innovations and enjoying aerial performances. Now, China and Russia have pulled a stunt in a clear indication of increasing great power competition. 2 Chinese and 2 Russian long-range bombers were recently tracked by NORAD flying near Alaska. Though they remained in international waters, in response both US and Canadian fighter jets were scrambled to intercept these aircraft. The bombers were detected within the North American US Air Defense Identification Zone, an area outside of the US and Canadian airspace where identification of aircraft is required for national security purposes. This event follows Russia's claim of intercepting 2 US B-52H Stratoforces flying near Russian airspace. Despite the proximity, NORAD reported that the Chinese and Russian bombers were not viewed as a threat. Both China and Russia confirmed that they were conducting a joint air patrol over the Bering Sea, which separates Alaska and Russia. A statement from NORAD emphasized their commitment to monitoring competitor activity and responding appropriately. They quote, NORAD will continue to monitor competitor activity near North America and meet presence with presence. The Chinese Defense Ministry highlighted that the joint patrol aimed to test and improve coordination between the two nations' military forces. According to Russian sources, the patrol lasted over 5 hours, and they released a photograph showing a Russian Su-30 fighter escorting a Chinese bomber. The aircraft involved were 2 Chinese Tupolev Tu-95 strategic bombers and 2 Chinese Xi'an H-6 strategic bombers. The H-6 is a heavily modified license-built version of the old Soviet Tupolev Tu-16 and remains China's main bomber. Around the same time, there was increased military activity in the Black Sea. The Moscow Times reported that Russia scrambled Su-27 fighter jets to intercept a British Rivet joint AWACS aircraft patrolling international waters to monitor the ongoing war in Ukraine. This incident is notable as British AWACS planes have been escorted by British Typhoon fighter jets since a rogue Russian pilot fired but missed at a British AWACS aircraft in 2022. In a separate incident, Russia violated NATO member Sweden's airspace a few weeks ago with the Su-24 fighter. The term intercept in these scenarios typically means flying a warplane to visually identify and monitor foreign aircraft that are uncomfortably close to national airspace. Further adding to the tensions, last December, the Japanese Defense Ministry reported spotting a fleet of Russian Tu-95s and Chinese H-6s flying together over the sea between Japan and Korea. Such joint Sino-Russian patrols have increasingly concerned the Japanese military. While Russia has long been active in the North Sea region, China's emergence as a significant player is more recent. However, China's international incidents tend to occur more with naval vessels, especially in the South China Sea. For instance, in May, a Chinese J-10 fighter jet fired flares in the path of an Australian MH-60R Seahawk helicopter in the Yellow Sea, an act condemned by Australia as unprofessional and unacceptable. These developments illustrate the growing complexity and frequency of military interactions among major world powers, raising concerns about potential miscalculations and escalating tensions in multiple regions. Speaking of China, Boeing has agreed to resume deliveries to Chinese Airlines of the 737 MAX. After another brief hiatus, Boeing has resumed deliveries of the 737 MAX aircraft to China, stating with the delivery of a 2-year-old 737 MAX 8 to Xiamen Airlines on July 20th. According to Flight Radar 24 data, this aircraft, registered as B-225F, was handed over from Boeing's 737 Completion and Delivery Center located at Zhoushan Putushan Airport. The Zhoushan facility plays a crucial role in Boeing's supply chain for China, as it is where China-bound 737s undergo their final interior work after being flown from Seattle. Boeing delivered its first 737 MAX 8 from this center in December 2018 and had plans to expand the site to include painting hangars. This recent delivery to Xiamen Airlines is notable as it marks the first 737 MAX 8 delivery to a China-based carrier since April. Prior to this, Boeing delivered a 737 MAX 8 to Hainan Airlines, registered as B-225J. In June, Boeing also delivered a 737 MAX 8 to Nine Air, registered as B-208H. However, this delivery was approved before China suspended Boeing deliveries due to regulatory issues concerning the 25-hour cockpit voice recorder batteries in the aircraft. The Civil Aviation Administration of China, CAAC, had halted deliveries of all Boeing aircraft as it conducted a regulatory review of these CVR batteries. During the Wolf Research Global Transportation and Industrials Conference in May, Brian West, Boeing's Chief Financial Officer and Executive Vice President of Finance, mentioned that the CAAC requested additional validation for a lithium battery in the cockpit voice recorder. This CVR model has been active since 2022 and is present in all Boeing aircraft programs, including 737 MAX, 77X, and 787. West stated that because of that, we have not been delivering airplanes to China recently. We will work very closely with the regulator. We follow their lead. We will work closely with our customers, but that will very likely have an impact in the quarter on deliveries and our cash flow. End quote. During Boeing's Q1 2024 earnings call in April, West reported that the company had around 110 737 MAX 8s built before 2023, with the vast majority intended for customers in China and India. This figure was 30 fewer than reported in Q4 2023. He expressed confidence in delivering most of these inventoried airplanes by the end of the year as Boeing works towards shutting down its shadow factory. Despite these efforts, aviation records indicate that 80 737 MAXs assigned to Chinese customers remain undelivered. These undelivered aircraft range in age from 1 to more than 5 years old. For instance, a Shandong Airlines 737 MAX 8 registered as B20E2 first flew on January 10, 2019, but has yet to be delivered to the Chinese carrier. In summary, Boeing has resumed its 737 MAX deliveries to China, addressing regulatory concerns and working towards delivering its inventory of pre-2023 built aircraft. The recent delivery to Xiamen Airlines marks a significant step in this process, though many aircraft still await delivery to Chinese customers. Now, let's talk about the Farnborough Airshow, probably the biggest airshow in the world. And here, Japan Airlines has announced a significant order for 20 A350-900s and 11 A321neos. At the Farnborough International Airshow 2024, further strengthening its partnership with Airbus, Japan Airlines made a revolutionary order. This marks the airline's second major order at the event. The decision aligns with Japan Airlines' ongoing fleet renewal strategy initially outlined in March 2024. At that time, the airline revealed plans to introduce 21 A350-900s, 11 A321neos, and 10 Boeing 787-9s to its operations. The latest order includes one fewer A350-900, which is intended to replace the aircraft involved in a fatal accident at Tokyo Haneda Airport in January. Yukio Nakagawa, Senior Vice President of Procurement at Japan Airlines, expressed pride in making this announcement alongside Airbus and Christian Scherer, the CEO of Airbus Commercial Aircraft. Nakagawa highlighted the success of the A350-900 on domestic routes, noting its popularity among customers due to its wide and spacious cabin, which enhances passenger comfort. Nakagawa also detailed plans for the A321neo, which will replace the airline's aging Boeing 767 fleet. According to CH Aviation data, Japan Airlines operates 25 Boeing 767-300ER aircraft with an average age of 17.5 years. Although the A321XLR variant is of interest, the airline has yet to decide whether it will incorporate this type into its fleet. Additionally, Japan Airlines is still evaluating engine options for its A321neos, considering both the CFM International LEAP 1A and Pratt & Whitney PW1100G engines. Currently, Japan Airlines operates a single-aisle jet fleet consisting exclusively of Boeing 737-800 aircraft. Boeing is also set to deliver 21 737 MAX 8 aircraft to the Japan-based carrier. Despite its experience with A350-900s and A350-1000s, Japan Airlines has not previously operated any Airbus single-aisle aircraft. Christian Scherer remarked that the new order represents a milestone in the partnership between Airbus and Japan Airlines. He emphasized Airbus's commitment to providing full support as Japan Airlines expands its fleet and network, both domestically and internationally. Japan Airlines expects the delivery of the A350-900s and A321neos between 2028 and 2032. While the A350-900 has primarily been used on domestic routes, the airline plans to introduce the type on international flights. The larger A350-1000 is already deployed on their international routes. Previously, Japan Airlines ordered 20 Boeing 787 aircraft split between 10 787-9s and 10 787-8s. Though the specific variant of the latter remains undecided, some of them may be 787-10s. The first day of Farnborough International Airshow on July 22nd was dominated by Boeing, with Airbus only announcing 2 orders. However, the second day saw a stronger presence from the European manufacturer. In addition to Japan Airlines' significant order, Virgin Atlantic also placed an order for 7 A330-900 aircraft, highlighting Airbus's competitive performance at the event. The strategic moves by Japan Airlines underline its commitment to modernizing its fleet and enhancing passenger experience through the integration of newer, more efficient aircraft. This ongoing partnership with Airbus reflects a broader trend in the aviation industry, where airlines are increasingly seeking to balance operational efficiency, environmental considerations, and customer satisfaction. Now, let's recap all of the airshow. The Farnborough International Airshow concluded after 5 days, featuring a multitude of orders and announcements from airlines, aircraft manufacturers, engine makers, and lessors. The event, which will next occur in 2026, showcased significant industry activities and deals that will be remembered in aviation history. Airbus and Boeing were at the forefront of the event's news. Airbus led with 164 aircraft orders, including memorandums of understanding. Notably, Airbus secured the largest order of the event with a preliminary agreement from Flynas for 90 aircraft, 75 A320neo and 15 A330-900s. Boeing followed with 118 commitments for its aircraft, including 96 firm orders and 22 options. Korean Air placed Boeing's largest order with 50 aircraft, 20 777Xs and 30 787-10s, with 10 options for the latter. Other manufacturers also made their mark. ATR secured an order for 4 ATR 72-600s from Air Tahiti. De Havilland Canada announced plans to restart production of the DHC-8Q family and launched an official refurbishment program for the Q400, attracting orders from airlines and selling new DHC-6 Twin Otters. Engine manufacturers were highly active, with CFM International, GE Aerospace, Pratt & Whitney, and Rolls-Royce announcing numerous orders. CFM International recorded 352 engine orders. GE Aerospace had 296, Pratt & Whitney secured 608, and Rolls-Royce obtained 94. Many of these orders were tied to the aircraft orders announced at the show. For instance, SMBC Aviation Capital ordered 44 Pratt & Whitney PW1100G engines to power its A320neo family of aircraft. Sustainability was a prominent theme throughout the event. Aircraft manufacturers, airlines, and lessors emphasized the sustainability of their new generation aircraft. ZeroAvia, a startup focused on hydrogen-based propulsion systems for commercial aircraft, announced several key developments. ASL Aviation ordered 20 hydrogen-electric engines from ZeroAvia with 10 firm orders and 10 options. ZeroAvia also partnered with KLM to achieve a hydrogen-powered demonstration flight between two airports by 2026. Deutsche Aircraft unveiled significant news, including the construction of its first test aircraft, the TAC-1. Part of its plan to introduce a new generation of turboprop aircraft. The event underscored the industry's focus on innovation and sustainability, setting the stage for future advancements in aviation. For a complete list of articles from the Farnborough International Airshow, check out Simplifying CH Aviation or check out my Instagram for more information. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to check out my Insta at The Aviation Files for more content. Until next time.